Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play NewsTower. This is the offices of the Sounding Rocket, a paper in New York City in 1930. And we are building up our tower. We are in the month of July of the first year. We'll be covering July and August this episode, and we are hoping to be able to start expanding soon. We have the money to buy the next floor, but we don't have the buffer I would like, I guess is the best way to put it. I'd like to have a little bit more buffer before we do that. And also the next major purchase is going to be another printer module. And we're going to need another floor for that. And we don't have the prestige points yet to afford the printer module, unfortunately. So got to work on the prestige a little bit. I have been lax there. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. I tend to not have that problem, but they have changed the play of the game in the last couple of months pretty dramatically. I would say for the better. The game is a little harder than it was, and this is one of those pieces of it that is just a little more complicated than it was, at least for me. I do not pretend to be an expert at any of these games that I do play. I enjoy playing games, and I like to help people learn how to do things that they want to do when they're playing games. So that's where we're at, folks, and we are about to start a new story on an apartment project. It looked like it was probably in New York. I didn't see what it said when it popped up. For Green Plains Corner. Okay, well, this will have two parts, and one of them might bring a lawsuit. That is awesome. We do not have access to the lawyer yet. We can get a lawyer once we get to the courthouse. You can see that. He costs 2 prestige points to get his desk. I say his, it could be a woman as well. You can also have multiple lawyers. There's nothing keeping you to just one. And that is a direction that we do want to go eventually, because I do want to get to the elevator. I like getting to the elevator because it cleans up my tower quite a bit. It allows for kind of a straight through approach to how people are going to move in the tower. I can get rid of some of the stairwells that I don't really need. But that's still a couple of months away at the very least. So we'll hold off on that. We will continue forward in July and see what comes up. We have 4 stories in the works. It is Tuesday. We have a story coming in, it looks like, and this one is ready to advance. This is the one with the lawsuits. Well, we're going to run the risk that we end up with a lawsuit. We're going to get the little meter here. And we're going to get lawsuits. In fact, we're going to get 2 or 3. Only 2. Oh, okay. Don't love that. Here comes the little U.S. mail truck to bring those lawsuits to us. We're just going to stack them here next to the sweeper. Yeah. The alarm is meaning, you know, the horn there, the klaxon is telling us that something bad is happening, basically. So, all right, let's come in here. Here's a new story. This is a pick'em. And I don't know that we have too much to gain from either of those directions. Probably would have to do with matched tags on what we have already, and I'm not sure that this doesn't look terribly familiar for any of those. I think we'll go with the society angle. And we're going to send Chris Sherman, our newest reporter, out there. And we'll see what he comes up with. Are we out of... We're not out of food or water. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. I wanted to... you got to click on it first, Chad. There we go. So, well, we could add that there. We can add it here. That will be helpful. If you go over 100, you're just wasting it, is what it really comes down to. So, let's see what this one looks like. If we can get there. 39. Yeah, we can put one on there, too. There it is. 39 plus 50. So... that's all good. Let's fast forward. Okay. Here come some stories. And there's the first one. Crime, entertainment with an unveiling. And we need an unveiling. We need it desperately. So we're going to try to get to this story as quickly as we can. Let's start with Lucille. And my thought is we'll have Lucille, once she's finished with her part, we'll bring in one of these other folks, and then we'll finish with Lucille on entertainment. She has 2 points. Hopefully we'll get it in for this cycle. Second story. Sports. Well, we mentioned Lucille. We are going to need, my goodness, I already forgot. It was entertainment. It was entertainment, wasn't it? Or was it crime? It was crime. So we're going to want to avoid a sports crime reporter. And we don't have any of those, so we're good. We're going to put Elaine on the story. Yeah, Elaine's a little more moved along in her ability to level up on that, so we'll go with her. And we're off. Halfway through Thursday. There's the next part to that story, and Lucille is still handing hers in. We've got Robert already working on the next part, and I want to maximize skill points, so it'll only take him 18 hours, and then she'll be able to jump on that last part. Another story. Entertainment. We are not going to use Lucille on this. We're going to wait for Robert. It is a single tag story, so kind of low priority for us. We might just hold on to that until next week. It'll last for 4 days. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to it. I'd really like to get this complete if possible. In fact, so much so that we're going to come out here and we are going to mark it as priority. Yeah, there we go. And this part is ready for Lucille to work on. There we go. And again, marked as priority. So it says it's going to take 2 more days. That'll be the end of Sunday. It's going to be really, really close. Everything goes perfectly right. It'll be done. And we're about to hear the bell. And here comes a story. Pause and grab that story. Econ with unrest. Not a whole lot to gain here. What I will say is, as I've said, I like to try to use the reporters who need more skill later in the week. This person is closer to leveling. I'm going to go ahead and assign it to her. Neither of them have any points, so it'll take them the same amount of time. The benefit for Charlotte in the short term is greater than the benefit for the other person. So there we go, and there's the bell. And now it is a finger crossing match. Did they finish this up? No, that's not the same story. Was it? It's not this one. It was this. It was this, where'd it go? It started as a crime story. There it is. 16 more hours. We might see this get done. So we're gonna leave this window open. Oh, we're starting to get sloppy production. That's not good. But let's go ahead and see what happens here. Something backtracked there. 2 hours, 1 hour, story's done. Oof, that was close. But we will now be able to do all 3 tags. And we're going to stop right there. And we're going to print our paper. There we go. These are the stories we have to work with. Well, silver tags count for 2 bronze. So even though this is 4 and this is 5, this one's important to us. This one's just worth more. So we're going to put this one here. This is a sloppy production tag. Now, I don't think it has a negative effect from what I've been able to see, unless you have the hiccups. Unless you have the hiccups or the hidden agenda where you're not allowed to have sloppy production or old news or things like that. All things being equal, this means somebody is having trouble concentrating, and we're going to want to see who that is and what the problem might be and how we might address it. Now, again, with all of those things said, that is 3 tag matches. That is really good. We're going to drop that in here. That's a lot of stories, and if I recall, our mayor wants us, it was at 116,000. Well, I think we have an outside chance of getting to that. We're going to continue with, either of these would work. This is a different tag. This is not a matched tag. This won't be a match. It doesn't match anything here. Sports would potentially be a match. We'll go with this one. There we go. And then on page 2, I don't know, this is going to be close. We have to get about 50,000 more papers, just under. So these guys here, yeah, I don't think we're going to make it. We do have some matches, though, and we absolutely want to print these influence point story We want to print this influence point story to gain those. The good news is there can be a match with that and sports. I don't think there's any other matches there, so this isn't the worst. Oh, there is a match there. What is it? Oh, entertainment. I don't know how I was missing that. Okay, well, we're almost there. I don't think we're going to make it, though. But we'll toss this one in there. Just shy, just shy. I think he wanted 123. 116! Oh, so close. Let's go back and make sure we're not missing anything here. I don't think we are. That's 3 matches. This would only be 1 match. I can't imagine that would be a benefit. So let's go ahead and try it just to confirm my... Yeah, we're going to lose 5,000 readers if we drop that in there. So no purpose in doing that. Let's make sure of that. So we go down to 109,000. 105,000. We lost more than what it said we would. Come back over here. Just shy. Almost, Mr. Mayor. Not quite. Nothing we can do about that at this point. If we had another page, it would be no-brainer. We would have it because we have the one more story, but it's just not going to happen. I don't see a way to adjust these tags to make it work. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I believe we have our maximum set up here. All right, so we're going to go with that. Don't want to overthink it. I think we're just short. And there she goes. And there's the paper. Yeah, they keep on upping their investigations. Well, as I said in the past, we're very proud of our investigative journalism. So that's good to hear. But we did gain 5 prestige points in this run, even though we didn't get anything from the mayor. Nice. And we're starting to see a little bit of cash sitting in our bank account, liking that. This was really, really good for us. Yeah, we failed. That would have been 4 more points. That would have been huge. Sorry, Mr. Mayor. We'll try again. But we're probably going to get offered a job from his arch rival, the Mafia. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Now, incidentally, you can have good reputation with the Mafia and with the mayor at the same time. It is not something you have to pick from. Yeah, just something to know. Let's see what they want this time. Manipulating threats. Print no politics this week. Okay, we can give that a try. They're making it worth our while. It's $500, but it's also 4 influence points. So we're going to want to pay attention to that. If we can get away with not printing any, we will do that. I might even be willing to take a little hit in in money to get it to happen, because we do have a little bit sitting in the bank now, and that's good. We really want to get to where we have another printer module. 4 more points will get us much closer. We need to get to 16. Okay, so we've accepted that. We need to pick a neighborhood. Well, we're all the way up here. Oh, we can get to the ad desk now. Now, we're not going to just yet, but it's good to know that it's there. We can get it for the 2 points. I really want to be able to get that extra module. We'll really start to roll, I think, at that point, although we probably will have to get another typesetter and assembler at that point, but we'll be able to print any stories we want, any stories that are offered to us. So getting to that point isn't a bad thing. The other thing we could do is start to work towards this neighborhood, which is another set of hidden agenda. How are we doing on that one? We only have 1 of those tags waiting. Come up here. Can't print politics this, so we're going to skip that one. Not going to go that way. We'll go this way instead. We already have 1 of those. We potentially could get all the others, and that moves us in the direction of the elevators. The other option might be to go here. We don't have either of those yet. The sports stadium gets us a lot of sports bonuses for sports reporters. Some of them are really expensive. It was 3 points. Generates content. Okay. Oh, baseball results desk. I didn't fully read that correctly. I thought it was like a piece of furniture that sits there next to it. There are a couple of those. I think we've seen some of them. Well, bookcase. Yeah, I think I must have seen those 2 words together. Anyway, nonetheless, this isn't a bad thing to get if it generates sports stories for us without doing anything. I would assume we have to hire somebody to work the desk, but That's pretty awesome. Down here, medium plants and a hanging clock. And then we also have a gumball machine from over here. That's pretty cool. Different food for your employees to go after instead of just water. All we're giving them now is water. Somehow they're able to sustain themselves off of that. You'll notice they never go home. So yeah, that might have something to say about newspapers in the 1930s. Decisions. I think we're going to go with this one since we already have one of them. It's a possibility of getting 4 of them, and I do want to start to work to the Throg's Neck Factory so that we eventually can get the elevator. But we do need to be mindful of getting the basics done and getting the neighborhoods locked up. Now in December, that kind of changes speed because we start to have the influence of left-leaning or right-leaning papers, and that becomes kind of interesting. So there we go. We're going to go for that one. We're in August, so we do still have a little bit of time before that happens. We're not out of paper. We just bought a ton of paper. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think we're okay. We've got those 2 lawsuits that expire right now. That's going to cost us a few dollars, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and move some of this paper. And there's a story. Let's go see what we got. Trying to avoid politics. No politics in this one. That's good. More lawsuits, though. Yay. And that lawsuit cost $500. Now, is that $500 each? Maybe not. I didn't really see what it came to, but I know how we can check now. We found this out I think last episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago. I clicked on this. And we ran into this guy that tells us how much we made and how much it cost. That's the lawsuit, $500. Was just one of them. They're both gone. So, okay. There we have it. So we were picking up on this guy, and we're just going to go ahead and go for it. I don't know if clicking it gives you any kind of advantage on that. I like to click when it's over there sometimes. You can let it just expire, and you can kind of see when it's winding down what direction it's headed. That time I clicked, and it stopped right where it was, so I don't know if that's a factor or not. I should pay closer attention to that. We only have 3 stories, and it's halfway through Tuesday. That's a little unusual. Let's go ahead and send Chris on this one. He's kind of our gap reporter right now, kind of filling in. Okay, politics. Well, we're trying to avoid politics stories. This one includes a gold tag at the end and censorship, and it's around for 8 days. So you know what we're going to do? You probably already know what I'm going to say. We're going to sit on this story for a few days. We're not going to work it. We will wait until next week, or at least late in the week. We'll start this part of it. Well, actually, we could start both parts of it and just sit on the politics part too, but we'll sit on it for a while before we start it. Let's see what else comes up in the meantime. Now, by holding onto that story, that telegrapher cannot, see, there's that word again. That telegrapher is using one of their slots basically to hold stories. I don't know how many they can hold at any particular time. I know it's more than one because you'll see 3 stories up here sometimes. And there is breaking news. Yes, I think this was the Dust Bowl. So let's see what we got here. Pause things. 3 stories, and look at that. We have 3 reporters available, in part because we didn't assign anybody to that other story. Sometimes that works to your advantage. We're going to go for it here, though. This is going to be a major story for us, and lots of tags and lots of matches on the hot topic. So there we go. This is the one that's just sitting and waiting. We could kind of get it started, as I said. Let's go ahead and do that. Put Lucille on that part of it. And we're off. Another story. Crime. Robert's going to fill that one if for no other reason than he's the one that's available. Thursday's over. This is the breaking news. So why does it not just automatically do that part for me? Oh, maybe it won't do it until the story hits the typesetter or something. I don't know. Not worried about it. Just doesn't always automatically advance through that little sound and whatnot there. Okay, well, here's a breaking news story. It is late on Friday. We do have a reporter with a skill point, and they're going to level up to 2 points if we give them that story. Let's do that. They'll have it done. Did I misread that? Charlotte is the person with low concentration right now. And I did misread the skill point thing. So she's losing a point due to low concentration. So maybe we don't want to assign her to this because, yeah, we might not want to do that. It was at Econ. If we put her up there, yeah. So we're going to assign this to someone else who can use the points. Oh, Elaine, another good choice. Elaine will level up after this. It is going to take her a full day. It's going to be late Saturday when this is done. But it will be a hot topic, and it will have 2 tags. It would have only had 2 tags up here, although one is silver, so not a huge loss. And, wow, here comes the story finally. There's the presses. So it is Sunday. Let's go ahead and get to that story. It is a crime story. Chris has done no crime stories yet. Is anybody close? They're close, but not, like, imminent, so we're going to go with Chris. We're going to do that one, get him some experience on those, and then fast forward to now. There it is. We are paused. Let's see what we come up with. We are trying to avoid politics, and I think we've done that pretty well. In fact, we could probably start assigning somebody to this story. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to send Elaine out there. She'll get it done a little faster. Not in time for today, of course, but it'll at least be in the works a little more quickly. And let's print out and see what we got. No silver tags this time. Okay, that's not a huge problem. Wow, we only have 4 stories completed. We are not ready for that second printer yet, are we? Or a third page module yet. We're going to go with this one because it has the most tags. I am really a little surprised in this. I'm not sure what I did wrong there to only have 4 total stories. That is crazy. Thought we'd be churning them out by now. Okay, that's literally all we can do. Nothing else is ready. So we could cut this one in half. We could ditch this, and that story would be printable then. These would not. This one probably not. Yeah, it's just a 1-pager. So there might have been some backup that I didn't notice, although usually their icons turn red, or at least a cautionary color that is similar to red. It might be orange or something like that. It's kind of this colorish. To warn you that, like, oh, the water cooler's broken, so they can't do their work, something like that. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and print. Not our biggest run ever. 2 empty slots. Don't love that. But we do have a lot of hot news. So, yeah, 77,000. That's quite a fall off. But it's okay. We will survive, at least this time. We did meet the hidden agenda. Can't remember what the hidden agenda was right now, but it gave us 4 points. No politics. That's right. And we met that. We got, well, we didn't even get those, so it's not like we accidentally missed them or something. We printed everything we could, and I don't think we turned anything down. We delayed that one story. We didn't turn it down. So you do know how to print newspapers after all. Yeah, thanks. Thanks very much. Vote of confidence from the mobster. Okay. Slight increase in salaries, probably because somebody got promoted. Yep, there it is. A couple of people did. Awesome. Evelyn's getting way better at carrying boxes, so that's good. And Elaine is getting better at society reporting, and I think we saw that coming, so that's good too. All right. Well, that moves us up to this locale. Let's see what we got there. We do have a crime story in the works. Here. I'm seeing this backwards. Okay, yeah, we don't have any of these tags right now, so that's something where there's no immediate advantage to that one or that one. This one we do have. This isn't a bad direction to go. We get to the firehouse and we get a couple of things here. We get the large fan and the wide lamp. The wide lamp uses power, but it's brighter, basically. You can use less of them. Now, with that said, I think it costs 2 power to use, and you're basically replacing 2 lights, so it becomes a wash. The big fan helps with odor and temperature. That's a good one to get. And then we do have the obituary desk, which is a desk, and it generates content, as we've seen. But we haven't really gotten into any of those desks yet, and that is really expensive at 32 points. This guy here, if we come down, we are 2 points shy of this, so hopefully we're able to get that next time if we want. Again, I'm not convinced that's what we want to do, because we are seeing that we're still struggling in typesetting and assembly. So we have choice between the Mafia story or the Mayor story. The Mayor wants us to print a Mayor story. The Mafia wants us to print a Mafia story. And if we fail on the Mafia story, mobsters will come. We do have the security guard now. That's important. I'm not as intimidated by this at this point because of that. This is 6 points. It literally comes down to a die roll, right? Mayor stories can appear anywhere. They're probably going to be mostly in politics. Mobsters tend to be in the crime stories. 2 points less, $500 more, risk of mobsters. Again, it's a coin flip on to which one we might get. We might not even get either of them. Let's go with the Mayor. More influence points, no risk. And the other story will hang around until we finally take it. So there we go. We've accepted it. And we're over here and we're into the next week. Well, that is going to do it for this episode. I thank you for your time. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm having a blast. This game is just a lot of fun to kind of think through and build out. As I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, there is a grind period and we just experienced that. We're coming to the end of it. I'd say September, October. Really, you're finishing up that first major grind. We've got the cash now in order to build another floor if we want. As we can see, we got plenty of cash, 7,000 in the bank. On top of that, a printer, once we have the prestige points, is only $1,000. We are gold there. That's all going to be great. There will be a lot of reorganizing once I decide to get that floor and increase the print module count, because we're going to have to hire new folks to do these jobs, but then we're going to have plenty of stories to work. We'll even hire another telegrapher. There it is. Man, oh man. And beyond that, we'll start looking into how do we get to photographers and illustrators and some of those desks too. Those desks are really expensive, but if they're generating stories, that's a great thing for us. Also, probably in the works we will be able to do ads, because we're going to hire an ad agent finally, somebody to work that desk, and we'll put that desk in. That's going to do it. Thanks for your time, and until next time, fair travels.